Right, what you have to do then, you look at what you're playing against, right? Now, we believe, or I believe that it'll be a back four of Alves from the right, Piqué, Mascherano, and from all I can gather information, Puyol will play in the left. Now, it's a kind of floating back four, for want of a better description, Richard, where if Dani Alves bombs forward, Puyol just tucks in and it becomes a three. It becomes Piqué, Mascherano, Puyol, and that sort of thing. So it's a kind of floating. And if Puyol goes forward as well, Busquets just drops in and makes that. Ahead of that, I think you're going to find two definites, Busquets and Xavi.
Who's struggling.
Yeah, but they'll play. Then there's right side, I think Alexis Sanchez will play there ahead of Alves. Messi will definitely play up top. The ones Iniesta will play, but as a measure of how Guardiola's thinking, it will depend whether he plays on the left side, high up the pitch, which he can do with his eyes shut, or whether he plays in the midfield area. Now, if they want to be a little more solid, they'll play maybe Keita in there alongside Busquets and Xavi to give them more solidity. That's a possibility. If they're super confident and don't care, they might just stick Iniesta in there, as they would normally do, and then it's just a choice of, on the left side, do we do with Cuenca, Fabregas, Pedro? One of those three look likely to play there. But what you get from that is you get that the right-hand side is a danger with Dani Alves. You don't expect Puyol to be causing you too many problems as an attacking side, right, from that side of the pitch. But you certainly expect Dani Alves to.
So how do you counter that? What's your starting 11?
And my starting 11 would be obviously check and go. No David Luiz, obviously he's injured. I would have Ivanovic at right back. There's the school of thought that Bosingwa might play there. I would have Ivanovic. I think he's a better defender. I think he's a presence at
Tougher,
free kicks.
stronger.
No, you can use him in their area. Mm-hmm. He scores goals. He can be an influence at free kicks and corners, Richard. So you have to take that into consideration. If you're going to devote a lot of problems here to try and cause problems from free kicks, then he's in the team.
Okay.
Not just for that, but he can defend. I would play Gary Cahill. There's a lot of people saying Ivanovic will play with Terry and Bosingwa will play right back. I wouldn't do that. I'd play Ivanovic, Cahill, Terry and Cole. That'd be my back four. Ahead of that, I would play Mikel, because I think he's the best at just sitting.
But you don't like him, do you?
No, I'm not a lover, but needs must. And he's the one who, if you want him to sit, he'll sit. If you play Morelos, he still gets attracted forward, I think. And I don't think he's as good a defender as Mikel. I'd play Frank as well. Definitely play Frank. And then I'd play Mata just ahead in that little area. He's try and get him on the ball as often as possible. That might be the difficulty. Then, what I'd do, if it was me, I've said to you that problems that Alves could cause down the right-hand side with Sanchez, and tandem with Sanchez. I think he'll go Kalou, right?
What would you do?
I would play Ramirez down that side. Right? Now, people might say, he's right-footed. No, it doesn't matter. Forget he was right-footed. He's an international footballer. He can play anywhere across there. But he's the best defender. He's the best runner, I think, of them all. And if you wanted someone to take care of Alves, to help Ashley Cole with Alves, he would be perfect for me. So I'd play him there. And then I'd throw a real flanker in here. And on the other side, I'd play Daniel Sturridge. And the reason I'd do that is I'd try, when you've got the ball, there's going to be lots of times when they don't have the ball, Chelsea, tonight. And you'll have a plan for that and how to try and negate Barcelona as much as they can. But the problems a lot of teams have is it's when they get the ball, where's the plan? What do we do? Now, I would take a flyer with Sturridge and I'd play him on the right-hand side. And when they get them, say, you got to work, Daniel. Part of this job is up there. But if we can get you against Puyol, I would expect him to skin Puyol. Now, I know Puyol's a good player, but he isn't the quickest. He's played left back many times, but I think he's right-footed. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's right-footed.
You are right.
So I would try and get him in against Puyol as often as possible when Chelsea get the ball. That might not be a lot.
Up top?
And up top, I would play Torres.
Okay.
Now, people will say why? Why? He's fresh. 2, he's Spanish. Now, that might sound like no reason to pick him.
No, I understand why.
But trust me, he's going against Puyol, he's going against Piqué, he's going against Xavi, Iniesta, he's going against all these people who he plays in national team with. There's an incentive there for the kid, right, to do well. And he's got pace. Now, I'm not sure what he'll do. That's what I would do.
I'd play the Drogba.
And I'd keep Drogba. And why I'd keep Drogba is because I'd rather keep Drogba and play an hour and see how it's gone. And then, if needed, I think you can then bring Drogba on. If you say you're losing 1-0, 2-0 and you're desperate for a goal and you've got half an hour to go, right?
Yeah.
Then you can swap Drogba and Torres, or you could swap Drogba and my team, Sturridge, and go a little bit more direct.
I'd
and then
play
say,
the Drog.
No, I would.
Because, and the last thing I'd whisper in his ear is, remember what happened here last time.
Well, you might, but I would play Torres for
what will
for
he
different
play,
reasons.
do you think? What do you think?
Well, I think he'll probably go with Ramirez on the right, Kalou on the left. I think the team will be pretty much what I've said, but he'll play. I think Ramirez on the right. He'll play Kalou on the left, which I wouldn't. And there's an opportunity. I think he might go for Drogba. That's 50-50 for me, even in his mind. Mm-hmm. I think Di Matteo's not certain whether it's Torres or Drogba. I'm sure of that. But if it was me, and if you're a player who's got happy memories of scoring against a team, I mean, Lawrence touched on it there when he was sat with us, and he said, well, it's 2005 since he scored against, but he hasn't played against Barcelona since. And what I'm saying, and I know this as a person who played up front, there were teams where I went up against, and even if I was in a bad patch, like Coventry, I always knew I was going to get a goal. I knew I would score. There were teams that I knew, oh God, every time I play against him I can't get a goal. So he will have that in his head, Fernando Torres, that he's got a really good record against him, and that's important in a footballer and a goal scorer. So that would be my team. I would try and get Sturridge on the pitch. I'd play Ramirez down the left to stop Alves and to help Ashley Cole and try and force your attacks down the other side.
What we'll do
it's not going to be easy. It has to be 100%. And he's right, Roberto Di Matteo. He needs two perfect performances from his team, not just with the ball, but without it.
I still think they've got it in them. I believe in this Chelsea team. These guys have they're due. Trust me.
See, we've had a few tweets from various fans saying, "I hope Barcelona hammer them." I'm not getting that. I'm sorry. Yes, I love Barcelona. I love the way they do. I love what they stand for. But I'd love to see Chelsea beat them.